known philanderer, cheater, and community peen. Because he's handsome, got a nice looking face, that we throw away all of our senses and sensibilities. Desperate for acceptance, we're so desperate for love, that we will throw ourselves upon the damn sati. Hello knockouts, Tonya TKO here, and today we're going to be talking about Idris Elba again. We're going to be following up on that situation that has caused a lot of controversy about the decision that they made to make sure that his wife caught the coronavirus with him. Before we jump into that, let me introduce myself. I am Tonya TKO. I am a life coach, and I'm the author of a book called The Book of Affirmations, Self-Love. And this is a really easy, fun way to be able to do your affirmations and rewrite your subconscious programming and reattune you to self-love. And this book is available on Amazon. All of the details will be below. On this channel, we focus on what loving yourself looks like in relationship for Black women. And so this situation with Idris Elba is a lot more than what it looks like on the surface. I'm actually going to follow up on this video with Oprah's decision and what Oprah did and what loving yourself really truly looks like for a Black woman who has agency and sets boundaries. So let's listen to this video that Idris did. And one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to listen for the arbitals. And for those of you who know me, you know that the arbitals are reading between the lines. So I want you to listen to what it is that he's saying, but I also want you to listen to what it is that he's implying.
Yesterday was just, it was good and bad, you know what I mean? It was bad because obviously I tested positive, but it was also good because I think opened up a lot of conversation around it. I think it made it a lot more real for some people. Definitely made it more real for me and my family. But it was definitely, good and bad. There were so many well wishes though. Like, you guys sent me a lot of love, and I felt that. There was so many, positive responses to, me talking about it. Some negative too, but there was some definite positive ones. And I certainly felt at the end of the day, my wife and I felt like, that was the right thing to do, is to share with you guys what we're going through, because we ain't the only ones. Some of you probably watching right now are going through the same thing, tested positive and are quarantined at home, hoping for the best. But right now though, I am feeling okay. Woke up this morning, didn't have any symptoms. My voice is a little bit tired. I just didn't sleep that well. Still don't have any symptoms. Checking my fever twice a day, and feel good, feel okay. I've been doing a lot of reading about it, and asymptomatic, I think, is what comes up as someone like myself who has tested positive but doesn't show symptoms. Asymptomatic. Sabrina's good too. Sabrina today finally managed to get a test, and we're thankful for that. I know some people, wondering how we got tests, so we can get into that a bit later. But generally, Sabrina's fine. Nervous, of course, worried. Just for clarification, Sabrina wanted to be by my side, as much as we talked about her not coming to where I am, she did. I wanted to, and I love her even more for it. And I would do the same for her. So I see a lot of people going, Sabrina shouldn't be there, sending out the wrong messages. In this time, and something like this is going on in the world, love is all you can get, right? And who am I going to turn down my wife's support? as much as I wanted her to keep safe, but we presumed that, you know, if I had it, there's a likelihood she would have it too. So we calculated that risk and we decided to be together on it. So I hope you guys can understand that. And if you are going through something similar and then the guidelines say one thing, and I'm pretty sure that the guidelines say that, you know, you should isolate yourself into one room, and that may vary around the world. It really boils down to who you are and what you and your family are most comfortable with. So, but you know, like, I love Sabrina for standing by me and being in that video. It was the most important moment for me.
All right. And you know what? We're gonna stop right here, and then we're gonna come back because there's something else that I want you to hear after this. Okay? Oh God. You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to you all to write the arbitrals, the reading between the lines that you picked up on inside of the comments. I want to hear your point of view about some of the key things that he said in there. I want to hear what you have to say about it. Before we jump into all of that, I do want to let you all know I do not have on any foundation whatsoever. This is the one time of year that I do sell my vitamin E to keep my skin clear. It begins shipping in May in the order of first shipped. So make sure that you get in on this year's shipment because a lot of you ask me what I do and I'm letting you know what it is that I do. So get in on that. Link is below to my website. Go to the shop area, scroll down right there. Oh, here we go. You know what? One of my subscribers, when she first heard about this and people's reaction and response to this, she talked about this practice in India called sati or sutte, depending on which translation, where the wife is burned alive with her dead husband. So when the husband dies, the virtuous thing that the woman does to make sure that she stays chaste after his death is to toss herself on the pile of his burning body so that she can go with him. And that's what this reminds me of. And when we talk about what self-loving for Black women looks like in relationship, for far too many Black women, we are the mules of the relationship, where we carry the brunt and the burden. And it is not even a question in people's minds about whether or not the woman is going to be there with the man getting infected as he gets infected. Let me tell you all this. Idris Elba is 47 years old, or the data that is out there is stating that he's 47. Because if you look at him, let me just, as a segue, let me just ask you all out there. When he first did that announcement, how many of you were wondering why his daughter was in the video with him so close and how worried she looked for her dad? How many of you out there, listen, I'm not the only, look, some of you wrote me privately. I'm just saying it publicly. All right. So Idris claims that he's 47 years old, and the woman that he's married to, it stated that she is 29. Now, there's a lot of things going on here. We're going to talk about the power dynamic, the gender dynamic, and the financial dynamic too, because we're going to bring up another famous couple and what happened when the woman came down with coronavirus and how they treated that situation and how nobody is, let's jump to that when we get to it. And you know what, let me just get this out of the way. People are asking why I don't have the same energy for Tom Hanks. And when he came out and said that him and his wife had coronavirus, first of all, let me just break that down for you very quickly so that we can get into the heart of the video. Tom Hanks is a 63-year-old man. His wife is a 63-year-old woman, and they have been married for 31 years. They were both in Australia together. They were both in Australia together when they contracted the coronavirus together. Idris Elba did an announcement letting everybody know that he had the coronavirus and his wife had not yet been tested. And according to this video, she was not with him at the time when he found out that he was positive. He was traveling. Now, Tom Hanks and his wife were traveling together. Idris was traveling separate to his wife when he came into contact with a person who was later shown to have contracted the coronavirus. Idris got himself tested because of that. It turned out he was infected, and he allowed his wife to come and be there with him. And if you hear what it is that he said, I love her more for it. Did you pick up on that?
I love her even more for it.
Then he goes on to, in this life, love is all that you can get. And who am I to turn down? Who am I to turn down love? Really? See, and this is what I'm saying. The Black woman is often the mule of her relationships, where she in society is least protected, least respected, least regarded. And her putting herself up, like, look, any woman is going to want to be with her man. This situation right here has made me lose a tremendous amount of respect for Idris Elba. I look at him and I feel disgust. And I'm not the only one. There are men out there who write to me behind the scenes stunned that Idris Elba would allow his young wife to possibly come and get infected as well. He says that he's been doing this research about it. So if you're doing the research, you know that the coronavirus leaves some people with permanent scarring in their lungs. There's this situation called glass lung, where the fractal pieces are shown on the x-ray with the breaks inside of the lung tissue. And it's like a person, he knows the word asymptomatic, right? Which means that you know that you cannot have symptoms and still pass it along. And you don't know whether or not that other person is going to be asymptomatic. He talks about how Sabrina is worried and all this other stuff, etc., etc. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. And then he talks about the decision that he made that they made for their family. Now listen, depending on how they were interacting between the time that he came back from that trip and when he got his test, they said that there was a chance that Sabrina may have already had the coronavirus, which means that there was a chance that she didn't. And rather than preserving any small amount of chance that she didn't, because we don't know how the coronavirus would show up inside her system, because we don't know how it would show up in her system, he made the decision to receive some sort of what he is interpreting as love. Instead of interpreting it as an act of self-harm or an act of lack of self-preservation, he's interpreting that as some sort of act of quote-unquote love. And then also talking about, who am I to turn down love? Wow. And then he talks about family. What about Sabrina's family? What about his family? He has a child or other children. Who carries on? This is his current wife. Who carries on his wishes and his legacies if they both go? So it's like, this woman could have a long life without him. But rather than allowing this woman to be able to live without him, he allowed her to come and show what he is claiming to be quote unquote love. And saying, when he said, I love her even more for it, that really struck a nerve with me. This is your wife, and she's still trying to earn more of your love. You know, some of you told me that Idris Elba is a known philanderer, cheater, and community peen. This is what you all are telling me. And there's so many of us out there who are looking at him, and because they're the man cute, because he's handsome, got a nice looking face, that we throw away all of our senses and sensibilities. And this is one of the issues that many of us as Black women have. That we're so desperate for acceptance. We're so desperate for love. We're so desperate for somebody who got something, anything going on for them to look at us twice, let alone claim us, that we will throw ourselves upon the damn sati to be with him until he's damned, even at his untimely death, that we go and toss ourselves upon the flames as well. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. I want you all to hear something, because I want to jump into the next celebrity couple. I want you all to hear something real quick. So let's take a listen to this, because this is something that Idris posted on his Twitter feed, and he just loved this so much. I want to show you all this, because when I saw this, I was disgusted. I gotta be honest. I was disgusted. So here.
For now, let's lock the door and toss the key. Do you want to quarantine with me? 3's a risk, but 2 is company. Do you want to quarantine with me?
I don't think this is cute. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's cute. You know what it's like? So we have black men out there. So this is a young black man with his little guitar singing. Do you want to quarantine with me? And Idris reposted this because this is also cute, isn't it? Of course. Young black man asking what we can presume is a young black woman or any woman to come and quarantine with him. 3's a risk, but 2 is company. Forget her damn health. You know what I'm saying? It's like Idris talking about the decision that they made for his family. What about this young woman's family that he married? What about the fact that they love their daughter? What does our father and mother have to say about the fact that caution be damned? That even if there's a slight chance that she didn't have the coronavirus, why protect your daughter? Why let her have a life after I'm gone? The whole situation is just functified to me. I want you all to, so we're going to talk about this celebrity couple. You all know the singer Davido, who sang that song, Banana Fall on You, 'cause I'm in love with you. Oh, you know, it's his Afrobeat song. So he put this on his page the other day. Hey everyone, I came back recently from America after postponing my tour. My fiance Chioma also came back from London recently with our baby. We had no symptoms and still both feel perfectly fine, but because of our recent travel history, we decided to take ourselves and our close associates we've come in recent contact with for the COVID-19 test on the 25th of March. Unfortunately, my fiance's results came back positive, while all 31 others tested have come back negative, including our baby. We are, however, doing perfectly fine, and she is even still yet to show any symptoms whatsoever. Listen, she is now being quarantined, and I have also gone into full self-isolation. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. For the minimum of 14 days. I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for your endless love and prayers and urge everyone to stay home as we control the spread of this virus. Together we can beat this. Love, D. Yes. Listen, let's talk about the power dynamic. Let's talk about the financial dynamic. Let's talk about all of that. Let's jump into it. You know, I don't want the video to be too long, so I want you all to roll up your sleeves. For all of you out there who people have ever said, you think too much, you looking too deep into it, I implore you, please, this is the platform for you to look too much, think too deep, and pour and dive all into this. I want you to roll up your sleeves and jump in and all out through these orbitals with me. I'm going to leave it up to you because this is a platform for intellectual thinkers, and I want you to come out and think intellectually. What is the difference between these two situations? And oh, I have a treat for you because in the next video, oh, make sure that you look for it. Make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that your loved ones are subscribed. Share the video, doggone. Oh, I got a treat. In the next video, we're going to show you how Oprah handled it. And how do you think Oprah handled it? How do you think a woman who knows her worth handled it? Oh, let's talk real quick about the power dynamic. Who's the one who makes the money in this situation? This young lady, her claim to fame was being Miss Vancouver in 2014. They met in 2017, began dating, and by 2019, they were married. So I'm seeing here, April 2019, they were married. So by the time the coronavirus came out in December, they had only been married for 8 months. They're newlyweds. Idris is the one who is famous. He's the one who's making the money. And he's also considerably older than her. He's claiming he's 47, right? And they say she's 29. So we're talking about 18 years An 18-year difference. Listen. Some of you have had some very interesting theories, but listen, let's continue to go forward. Let's go forward. They met when she was 26 and he was 44, according to what it is he's claiming is his age, right? And rumors have shown that people suspected that she was pregnant as late as December. So we still don't know what's going on with that. But she still is young and possibly fertile and has the ability to be able to continue on life and be able to produce children. We don't know we don't know what it is whether they got frozen sperm of his or whether she could, we don't know. We don't know none of that. But he's the one with the money and he's the one with the power and he's the one who's considerably older. Davido's fiance Chioma and mother of his child got the coronavirus and they put her into quarantine. And you don't see anybody out there talking about, oh, he's a bad husband. Oh, I see there with his wife. Oh, you need to be in quarantine, catching the coronavirus as well, making sure that you get it. Because remember, him and his wife were together as well. They were together after she came back from London and he came back from the States. But it happens that whatever universe plan is out there, he didn't catch it. There was a chance that he didn't have it. And they put her in quarantine. And he is in self-isolation, I guess, just in case, because he'd been in contact. This is the gender difference. Because where in history has anybody expected for a man to throw himself on the wife's burning grave as she goes up in smokes? As a matter of fact, as stats show it, even after a man's spouse dies, his rate of remarrying is very quick. They don't wait. They waste no time. They jump on to the next one. How many of you out there have spent years celibate, wasting up your fertility and your youth, crying and pining or reliving the past with a man who has moved on even before your damn relationship was done? Listen to what it is that I'm saying. They waste no time. They're on to the next one. Meanwhile, you over there tossing your body upon their sati. You tossing your body upon their grave. You killing up yourself, burning up yourself, and people expecting this of you. This is a very sad situation all the way around. I want to hear your thoughts about it. Please humor me. Dive all deep into this because I can't wait to get to this Oprah video next. Oh, wait till you see this treat that I have for you. So on that note, Tonya TKO and I am out. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? Oh yes, that's right. Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is self-preservation, of not falling into these cliches of being a mule for your family, of being a mule for everybody else and putting everybody else first and putting yourself last, so much so that it is not only accepted but expected, and that this is the way that we're garnering more and more love, proving ourselves by how much we can hurt, bleed, and martyr ourselves for our mate. You know, far too many of us, we think we take the E off and we turn ourselves from mate to mat, and it's expected. So many people applauding her while people applaud Davido for keeping his distance. Let me hear your thoughts below. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you for watching. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell notifications to be notified of new videos. Leave a comment below and come over to TonyaTko.com to subscribe to my personal mailing list, send me a message, or find out more about matchmaking. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.